Hello, good evening, and thanks for watching Times News. I'm Chisomo Chihana. First, the headlines. At least 4,000 Malawian women being found with cervical cancer every year. President Lazarus Chakwera demands excellency in the civil service. In other news, UTM and Freedom Party campaigns crash ahead of the Mzimba East October 26 by-elections. We have these plus many other stories. Please do stay with us. In our first story, at least 4,000 Malawian women are detected with cervical cancer every year. 3,000 more are dying from the condition each year, according to a cancer specialist at Lilongwe Health Office. Senior Community Health Nursing Officer Suzika Chimzimu says the main challenge remains late discovery of the condition. Matthews Kasanda has the details.
Chinzimu, who is Cervical Cancer Control and Prevention Program Coordinator for Lilongwe, expressed the worry on Monday at Chiwamba Health Center, where Hope for Cancer Foundation organized a cervical cancer sensitization event. She added that the number of deaths per year in Malawi could be more than 3,000 because some women die in villages without reporting to health facilities, only blaming it on witchcraft.
It's a late diagnosis because people wait for signs and symptoms, of which cervical cancer presents with the signs and symptoms when it's in late stage.
The Hope for Cancer Foundation team leader Mayamigo Mwinjiro says apart from diagnosing cancer, there's a need for counseling.
We have facilitated a massive screening campaign throughout the whole day today so that we can be able to screen as many women as we can, but at the same time to be able to give out the message that even when we leave today, we encourage all the women to still come here and get screened.
Hope for Cancer Foundation was founded by Blandina Kondowe, who survived cancer twice before succumbing to the same disease in November 2020.
President Lazarus Chakwera has demanded the best from top civil servants as the government strives to create more jobs, worth and food security for Malawians. President Chakwera was speaking at Capitol Hill in Lilongwe when he launched the Presidential Delivery Labs. The labs are small units that are expected to fast-track attainment of strategic objectives of the Presidential Transformation Agenda. Taunga Sabora reports.
In the run-up to the June 23 fresh presidential elections, the Tonse Alliance led by Malawi Congress Party President Lazarus Chakwera and UTM President Saulos Chilima made a number of promises to Malawians. The promises included 1 million jobs, food security and wealth creation. Speaking in Lilongwe on Monday when he launched the Presidential Delivery Labs, President Lazarus Chakwera said the civil service is crucial in ensuring that the promises are implemented.
The people of Malawi are the ones who are waiting for us in the home village to deliver the three goods we promised. The three goods being wealth, job creation, or jobs and food security. The vehicle we must use to deliver these three things is the Malawi government, which is made up of various ministries, departments, and agencies. I, as president, am the driver of this vehicle, and the PDU is the pedal I will use to give direction and acceleration to the car so that the goods are delivered on time.
Colin Zamba is head of the Presidential Delivery Unit in the Office of the President and Cabinet and explains how the unit will work in delivering the promises.
What the delivery unit will be doing is looking at those initiatives and projects, few priority ones in those areas, because we will not be able to deal with the whole of government. But we are selecting with the ministries involved, the MDAs, the priority initiatives and projects, probably 5 lists, which we will now examine and see that if any bottlenecks, they are unblocked in that process to be able to deliver.
Secretary to the President and Cabinet Zanga Zanga Chikosi said the country's civil servants are ready to help government to implement its promises.
UTM and Freedom Party supporters crashed in Nzimba as officials campaigned for their candidates ahead of the October 26 by-elections. Freedom Party President Kumbo Kachali was on a campaign trail for the party's candidate in the Nzimba East constituency by-election at Makali Primary School, while UTM officials were also holding a rally for their candidate at Wozi in the same constituency. Sam Kanimira witnessed the fracas as it happened.
Few minutes into his speech, Kachali was disrupted by songs from UTM supporters who were on their way to Wozi to campaign for their candidate, Christopher Munyenyembe. This frustrated Kachali as some people lost interest in his speech and others started flocking to where the UTM convoy was heading to. The development angered some Freedom Party youths who rushed to stop the convoy, demanding them to switch off their public address system as it was disrupting the rally. Some security agents from both parties were seen pushing each other at a distance of about 50 meters from where Kachali was addressing the people. Sanity prevailed later. Speaking in an interview after the rally, Kachali accused UTM of being violent, adding their plans were to completely disrupt his rally.
The people who came to disturb our rallies, mainly the UTM people, they thought they would provoke us. But thank God, all our supporters, we restrained them, and hence they just left.
He said it is high time political party leaders learn to practice violent, free campaigns. But speaking separately, one of the UTM leaders that were on the convoy, Sam Chirwa, who is also a member of parliament from Zimbabwe, accused Freedom Party youth for blocking their way.
No, we are just passing by. MCP also passed by our meeting that time, so we didn't do anything. They passed by because we can't divert, but we are just passing by.
Recently, Malawi Electoral Commissioner Anthony Mukumbwa asked the political party leaders to refrain from violent campaign. Kachali was campaigning for John Chumanimame Piri. MCP is campaigning for gospel musician Donex Muva. Democratic Progressive Party DPP is represented by Wesley Mwenda, while Wachepa Piri is an Afford candidate. Retired Malawi Defense Force soldier Ruben Mwenya is the only independent candidate in the constituency.
Delays to seek medical support have been singled out as the major cause of blindness in rural areas. According to eye specialists at Mzuzu Central Hospital, the situation is worsening because of lack of resources and insufficient health personnel. Patience Lunda reports from Mzuzu.
Due to the situation, patients are forced to seek help at referral hospitals, which requires them to have more money. Owing to the development, VPR Lions Club has decided to conduct outreach programs in the northern region together with Mzuzu Central Hospital, whose aim is to screen and conduct awareness on the importance of seeking medical help. In an interview, Godfrey Gulumba, an optometrist at the Mzuzu Central Hospital, said due to the cost, many people are seeking help from traditional healers. Gulumba cited eye conditions such as cataract and refractive error, which are preventable if people can seek medical help earlier.
Economic status of a lot of people is also challenging. For them to go from northern region, from the remote areas to go to the Mzuzu Central Hospital is really a challenge. Mostly they have a lot of money issues. So because of these issues, a lot of them they don't show up in the hospital.
On his part, VPR Lions Club President Roman Nkandawire said all eye services being provided to the community are free of charge. Nkandawire further said they intend to reach out to as many people as possible in the region.
They have this problem, but they fail to address to their problems because of financial issues. So we are coming in as Lions to assist these communities.
This far, about 220 people have been screened and some of them have received spectacles. The award was commemorating the World Sight Day on October 14, a global event meant to draw attention on blindness and visual impairment. And
Visual Hearing Impairment Membership Association is working with the University of Malawi to advocate changes to the national education policy. The association's programs coordinator, Martha Momba, announced the partnership in Blantyre on Monday. Thomas Kachere has the details.
In her speech, VIHEMA's programs coordinator, Martha Momba, says persons with visual hearing impairment continue to face challenges in many sectors, including the education. She says with funding from Disability Rights Fund, the organization is in partnership with University of Malawi Disability Rights Clinic and Kasungu Deaf Blind Initiative to make sure the current Malawi National Education Policy is amended to advance the rights of students with disabilities, with specific focus on learners with deaf blindness.
We are greatly acknowledging Disability Rights Fund for the support that they have granted to our association for the deaf blind individuals to pursue their education in terms of inclusive education. The project is focusing on the amendment of the national education policy, whereby this project is not only being implemented by VIHEMA only, but this project is a joint partnership with Kasungu Deaf Blind Initiative. We'll work together with Disability Rights Clinic from Chasa Orange as they are knowledgeable in terms of legal issues, and they will be looking at the documents, the legal documents, while also reflecting what is happening at the grassroots level.
To achieve inclusiveness, the organization has partnered UNIMA Disability Clinic, and Dr. Enoch Chilemba is its coordinator.
Our role is that since we are trained in the law, like at the University of Malawi, the Disability Rights Clinic, which focuses on human rights and disability rights issues, so we are very exposed in the law in terms of our education, because we are trained in the law, and we have also gone to the extent that we have knowledge in international human rights law, international disability rights law, and also Malawi's framework.
Apart from working with UNIMA Disability Rights Clinic, the organization is also working with Kasungu Deaf Blind Initiative with financial support from Disability Rights Fund. According to Momba, the 12-month project will, among others, rely on media advocacy.
Japanese ambassador to Malawi, Satoshi Iwakiri, has announced a 23 billion kwacha grant towards the rehabilitation and construction of power substations in Lilongwe. Iwakiri says the financial support will, among other things, help Malawi realize its 2063 development agenda. Finance Minister Felix Mlusu says the support will go a long way in addressing energy challenges Malawi has been experiencing. We have the details in this report.
Japanese ambassador to Malawi, Satoshi Iwakiri, said the grant will help Malawi realize its 2063 development agenda.
Since I came here, 1 year and 10 months has passed, and then lack of electricity is a very serious problem here in Malawi. And at this time, we committed about 23.1 billion Malawi kwacha. This amount of the assistance is one of the biggest case in Africa.
On his part, Minister of Finance Felix Mlusu said energy is one of the pillars in the 2063 agenda, and the coming in of the grant will go a long way in addressing challenges that the energy sector is facing.
The demand for energy is high. Of course, our supply is low. But even as we distribute, we are losing a lot of generated power already. It's not reaching the end users because of poor infrastructure. So this grant that as government of Malawi we have signed today with the government of Japan is to enable us to improve that infrastructure.
Once the project is completed, it will help boost business activities in the country.
You're watching Times News, and we'll be back after this break.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like if your bank was really there for you, as they say? We mean really there for you when you need to recharge. Or your most intimate moments. You got it right here. While you're focused on things that matter, you can trust that First Capital Bank is focused on you.
We all start differently, but we can all start with the strongest protection. Because some start early, others start late. Some from little homes, others from big ones. Some start together, or all on their own.
It doesn't matter how you start, as long as you start strong. With new Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection. Now with fluoride plus arginine for 4 times more strengthening power. So that you can give them the strongest start to their day. Colgate. Start strong, stay strong.
Pamene chilichonse chili bwino, zinthu zosayembekezera zimathanso kuchitika. Koma tikagwirana manja ndi kulimbika, tikhoza kusintha zinthu mdera lathu. Tonse pamodzi tikhoza kukwaniritsa zinthu zapatali. Ndipo tonse pamodzi tikhoza kufikira masomphenya a mmudzi wathu. Mukagwiritsa ntchito TNM poyimba phone, kutumiza ma SMS, kugwiritsa ntchito internet, kugwiritsa ntchito mpamba chaka chilichonse, TNM idzapereka 1% kapena 1 kwacha pa 100 kwacha iliyonse ya ndalama kuti ithandizire pa chitukuko chomwe anthu akufuna mdera lawo. Imbani *4888# kuti mutsimikize TA wanu. Tikabwera pamodzi ndi kugwirizana chinthu chimodzi, tingathe kupanga zinthu zazikulu mmudzi wathu. TNM mudzi wathu. Umodzi unamanga mtolo. Ndondomeko zidzatsatidwa.
Welcome back. Still in the news, a Deputy Special Advisor to the President on Religious Affairs, Sheikh Hashim Abbas, has called for strengthened partnership between religious bodies and the government. Abbas made the call as Finish Line Ministries General Overseer Bishop Love Kapesi was retiring after 36 years of service. Serena Tambula has the details.
There was joy and jubilation as the congregation bid farewell to Bishop Love Kapesi, who has served God since 1986. Bishop Kapesi is retiring at the age of 65, as is stipulated in the ministry's constitution.
I'm expecting much than I left, because the people whom I left, they are capable and they will manage to run the church.
And Member of Parliament for Blantyre City East, John Bande, commended Kapesi for what he has achieved.
The Finish Line Ministries under leadership of Bishop Kapesi has really helped the community of Blantyre City East. During the 35 years, they have constructed a primary school, a full primary school, a full secondary school, and also they're coming up with a vacation center.
Deputy Special Advisor to the President on Religious Affairs, Sheikh Hashim Abbas, said government is always ready to work with various stakeholders in development.
That is very important to attend that, because that man is retired from since 1986 up to now. So is very grateful indeed.
The congregation presented various gifts, including a car to the retired bishop.
People are slowly encroaching premises of Mulanje Vocational School for the Blind while passers-by sexually abuse some female students. Senior Assistant Social Welfare Officer at the school, Frederick Kanongoza, disclosed the challenges during a donation of assorted items by the Lions Club of Blantyre. Kanongoza says the school needs a fence. Martin Yeopiri has more in this report read by Sarah Chilora.
Kanongoza said people with ill intentions are taking advantage of the students' visual impairment status to steal and sexually abuse females because they know that the victims cannot recognize them. He said students are using old blankets which are torn and do not fully cover the body.
And the other challenge is on blankets. The blankets were bought a long time ago, as of which they are torn and thin, of which for the weather in Mulanje, they cannot assist the visual impaired. So because of these challenges, I think it is good for well-wishers to assist this place.
President of Lions Club of Blantyre, Lion Ronald Chilumpa, said visual impairment is one pillar in their charity activities.
Vision impairment is one key area for Lions Club International. It's a pillar in whatever charity services that we do in the communities. Now, we looked around and found that this school has got a lot of problems. And one of the problems is that they don't have foodstuffs. And in fact, at the moment, they don't have students right here at the school because they cannot manage. And that's the reason why we decided to come here and make this donation.
Mulanje Vocational School for the Blind was established in 1958 and has trained over 1,000 visually impaired students and enrollment of 62 students currently.
The District Agriculture Development Office in Palombe has expressed concern over low participation of young people in agriculture. Officials raised the concern during commemorations marking this year's International Youth Day. For more on this, here's Isaac Salima.
During the commemorations which took place at Musamai Trading Center in the district, it was noted that only 11% of youths have interest in agriculture. Palombe District Agriculture Development Officer Stanley Madaga said this was affecting the development of agriculture sector in the district. However, Palombe Youth Officer Ian Sugari has since called on authorities in the country to support and be engaging youths in the formulation and implementation of agriculture policies as a way of attracting their participation in the same.
I'm asking my federal government officers, government department, but also the government NGOs, civil societies, that they should now take the young people seriously. They should be engaging them in their planning as well as in the implementation of various programs, many agriculture because as you know that the majority of our population are because of young people. So if you can consider people by supporting them as well as also finding the profitable markets, I think the young people will be able to contribute to the economic development of this district.
Member of Parliament for Palombe East, Robert Mwina, promised to mobilize fellow legislators to be using part of constituency development funds to be supporting youths so that they can get involved in agriculture.
Yes, if one is to take part in a certain activity, it means there is a bit of a motivation. To me, there is no motivation for the youth in Palombe East to at least embark on agriculture. So what we are going to do is that from next year or so, we are going to use part of our CDF to buy equipment that will be used for value addition so that the youth are able to grow crops, add value.
This year's commemorations were held under a theme, Transforming Food Systems for Human and Planetary Health. During the day, youth from various areas in the district showcased skills and business activities they are indulging.
In other news, there are expectations that transport challenges will ease at Chikwawa District Office after motor vehicle repairing company K Motors fixed one of its ambulances. The ambulance has been idle for 3 years and was handed over to the health office at the weekend. Justin Mgweru has the story.
According to K Motors Chief Executive Officer Mansour Karim, revamping of the vehicle has cost the company more than 7 million kwacha. Karim has since pledged the company will continue with such initiatives to ease transportation problems in referral hospitals across the country.
Me and Dr. Namadingo, we went into this just to help the health sector, because we've seen there's a lot of help needed to help the people. You know, you go to every hospital, you find at least 3-4 ambulances broken down. Sometimes it's just because of something minor. Sometimes something big, a big maintenance to be done. But it's part of our CSR, and we believe and we pray that more lives will be saved with this gesture.
Chikwawa district has a population of 601,000 people, and the ambulance is expected to cater for a population of 50,000 people. The district's Director of Health and Social Services, Stalin Zinkanda, gives thanks to the company for the gesture.
As Chikwawa District Council, we are happy for, I think, 3 or if not 4 reasons. The first reason that it's a support that is going to help us improve the referral system. But also it's also support that is coming in without any attached conditions. The third reason being that it's a support that is coming from an unconventional partner. It's a local company, and them coming in to support the Malawians as well. It's also one of the things that we should cherish about as a council.
K Motors is currently working on reviving ambulances from other health facilities at its workshops in Blantyre.
And that's the news for now, but before we go, the headlines once again. At least 4,000 Malawian women being found with cervical cancer every year. President Lazarus Chakwera demands excellency in the civil service. In other news, UTM and Freedom Party campaigns crash ahead of the Mzimba East October 26 by-elections. Remember, you can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website www.times.mw, liking our Facebook page at Times 360 Malawi, subscribing to 1895 and following us on Twitter at Times 360 Malawi. Remember to wash your hands regularly, observe social and physical distance, mask up and get vaccinated to prevent COVID-19. Please stay safe. You've been with me, Chisomo Chihana. Thank you very much for watching and have a lovely night.